Okay, assalamu alaikum. I'm going to do part two now. It's a little later in the morning, and some of them are still sleeping, and the younger one is upstairs. So if you hear little sounds or whatever, just try to focus on what I'm reading. Otherwise, I'm never going to get done. Okay, so we're going to repeat the last part of this first part, um, so that we can just have a link. So the last part I read was that. That during Adam's stint as an academic at UWC, he not only made what we would describe or like to describe an ineffaceable input into educational studies sector in general, but he also made a contribution to Muslim educational scholarship. In particular, thus gradually laying the foundations with Ahmad David's South African Muslim scholarship. Uh, the latter who we contend was certainly also among those individuals who played a pivotal role in the formation of scholarly circles for whom all of us are indeed indebted. Right, so there is a little question that David, along with Adam, had set up the mentioned foundations from which many of us as emerging scholars subsequently benefited. So there's little question that David, along with Adam, had set up the mentioned foundations from which many of us as emerging scholars subsequently benefited. Their research publications outputs were, however, complemented by the teaching of Professor Salman Nadwi and the researches of Professor Habibul Haq Nadwi in 1974. Um, the the former be, the former headed the Department of Islamic Studies that provided a basis for the understanding of the history of Muslim societies in and beyond Muslim heartlands. And the latter, who joined Professor Salman, not related, to spearhead the Department of Arabic, Urdu, and Persian, conducted admirable, inspiring research. Both departments were set up at the University of Durban, Westville. At the end of the 1990s, however, this university was forced to amalgamate with the University of Natal to become the University of KwaZulu-Natal. And this short-sighted educational move by South African Ministry of Education meant the end of two departments. That's obviously the transition from apartheid to democracy. Okay, setting aside the higher education developments and returning to Ajam, we wish to stress that when we scan the arena of the Muslim education, it cannot be denied that Ajam left an indelible impression. Though some might want to opine that he did not write extensively as compared to others, we counter that view by arguing that we cannot overlook the fact that he, along with Davids, laid the groundwork and set the academic tone for South African Muslim scholarship. Taking these thoughts into account, we can comfortably make the point that anyone doing research on early and contemporary Muslim education in South Africa would have to consult Azam's dissertation and his articles. From among his essays, a few dealt with biographies and related themes. I'm going to end here for part two because I just want to check what happened to the video.